or Hayes.
Hi, this is Deandre DeVore, another installment of Deandre's Couch, entertainment that is absolutely fabulous. We are going to talk about a serious situation that occurred a couple of days ago. One of my friend's cousin has passed away because they have bullied him to death. They killed him. And I want to talk about this situation because I talked about it before, and I think that we need to talk about it again because hurting people is wrong. And so we're going to talk about this. And so without any further ado, we're going to talk to one of my dearest friends, Bryan Hayes. All right, Bryan, come on into the house.
Yes, thank you, Ms. DeVore.
Yes. So, Bryan, I know this is a serious thing for you, but I would like to know, how do you feel about your cousin passing away because of this?
Well, it hurt when he left, but for me now, just looking at it, maybe he was always talking about going on a gay cruise, and maybe the good Lord gave him his own way for free.
So you think that your cousin is free because of all this situation?
In a way, no, but in a way, yeah.
Well, do you think it's right for people to hurt other people, though?
No.
I agree with you on that. I know I asked that question because this is your cousin that passed away,
right, that
you love very dearly. And I know it's not nonchalantly, but we can't hurt people. Exactly. I don't care if you're gay, you're straight, you are a man on the fucking moon. It's about to find out life is on the moon. Right. We can't do that. But do you feel that it is wrong to do so?
Yeah.
Well, Bryan, I'll tell you a situation that I hate to say. I'm sorry about your cousin passing away. But you know, we have always been bullied. I've been bullied because I'm the way I am. Have you been bullied the way you are?
No.
You never been bullied at all?
No. Because I show myself, but in a way, discreet, but still proud to be gay.
Is it alright to be gay in this society, though?
Yes and no. It depends on where you at.
well, you where you originally? Do you live originally?
I am from Shiprock, New Mexico.
So living in Mexico.
New Mexico.
New Mexico. Okay. Do you have any hatred there in that area?
No.
Where were your cousin located?
In Colorado Cortez.
And where's that?
Colorado.
So your cousin died in Colorado because of a hate crime.
Yeah, in a parking lot of a gay bar.
I thought being in a gay bar that it's going to be safer to be.
No, he died in front of before he could enter the gay bar.
I think that's completely wrong. When you go to a gay bar or any kind of bar that you supposedly be safe, and as people of this situation as being gay, we can't go anywhere without someone criticizing us or calling hate. So I feel that that his cousin died unjustly. So what can you tell the young viewers out there? Because Lady Gaga really is a good individual because she supports being homosexual or being, because she believes that we are born this way. Do you believe that we are born this way, or are we just doomed?
We're born this way.
Do you think so?
Yes, because if we weren't, there would be no gay people at all.
Well, in some ways I want to agree with you because look at me. I'm gay, but I'm in drag.
Absolutely fabulous.
I am in drag and I love being a woman, but only in drag. I couldn't do this for every day. Well, because if I did it every day, my face would be messed up with all this makeup I got on today. But you know, that's okay. I'm okay with being gay. I'm okay because as a child, I was different. Do you believe that your cousin was different?
No, because we all knew he was.
At what age?
9 years old.
Oh my goodness. I was 8 when I had my first dick. That's okay. I mean, I had, because...
It's okay, we're on the same age.
Yeah, but that's okay though, because I didn't know that being raped or being abused...
Well, hold on there. You can't rape a willing.
Well, you're right. You can't rape the willing, but honey, I was okay with that too. But
well, you can't have your sandwiches and your biscuits at the same time.
No, I can't have it at the same time, but I know that I can have it.
I know, that's right.
But at this time, I'm going to tell you a story, because even though your cousin had passed away, and I am sorry that it did, I was a person of being bullied myself. And sometimes as children, we're not strong enough to accept all this. As being this way, people cause us a lot of turmoil. But I made in my mind, I had to say, you know what? I'm going to get you, bitch. I'm going to get you. Because what you done to me as a child, making fun of me and all that kind of stuff, and being in the Boy Scouts, and all y'all guys talked about me like a dog, I said one of the days I'm going to get you back. And baby, I got you back. It took me about 8 years to get them back, but that's okay. When we graduated from high school, about 3 or 4 years later, I said, okay, all right, that's fine. I'm gay. I'm okay with that. I hate it, but I'm okay with it. But what about these boys that talked about me like a dog? One of the guys that talked about me was a wrestler and also a football player. And my twin brother called him out. I was at a little store, well, a little restaurant called Huddle House. And one of the boys that picked on me came back from a party. And he was drunk as all you could get out. But you know what they always say. Alcohol will tell on you. It told on him. Because when no one else was around, he asked me to do a little favor for him. And he didn't realize that my twin brother heard him. And my brother called him out. You talked about my twin brother for almost 2 or 3 years. And you now that way? My brother went furious. But I was going to give him a little treat anyway because I thought he was cute. But you know, but that's okay. But I was going to give it back anyway. But that's okay. But I had another friend that my brother was very close to. He was a good friend of his, but he picked on me and said a lot of stuff. And I was, you see, sometimes being a bitch is all that a woman has to hang on to. And honey, I was a bitch. Because I want to get back what he did to me. So he said, you know, Al, that was my name. Because this right now, because I'm Deandre. But that was my name. But at this time, I was being a bitch. I said, yeah, what would you like? He said, you know, when all my family is gone and they're in bed, I want to come over. I said, you gonna come over? What do you want to do with me? I want you to do what you do best. I said, what? Give you a little treat. Baby, I said, sure, come on over. I'll give you a treat. But I need you to be there around 2 a.m. I gave him a treat, all right. So I called my twin brother. I said, Kevin, your best friend is supposed to be coming over to my house. And he said, yeah, why are you coming over your house for? Because he wants to give me a treat. He wants me to give him a treat. A treat. I said, okay. My brother said, my friend is nothing like that. My friend can never be gay. My friend can be that. I said, well, you come by 2:05, you'll see what your friend will be doing. So he said, what you gonna do? I said, I'm gonna leave the door open. I'm gonna make like I locked the door. But you come on in. You got to be here at 2:05 because I'm not wanting to give him a treat, but I want you to know your friend is gay. And he picked on me like anything else. So I did. Around 2:05, I was on my knees, made like it, I was giving him a treat. My brother bust right on over and saw the whole thing. My brother had a fit. You picked on my twin brother like everything else. How can you do this to me? You're my best friend. How could you do this? And I said, you know me being a bitch like I am. I said, oh, I didn't know you caught me. but I said, I didn't want to do nothing. But my brother said, you had his stuff in his hand. I said, I was just looking at the mole. He was telling me about the mole. But honey, I had caught him back. But that's 7 years of turmoil and hell. Because people picked on me, but you can never know. So the moral of the story is, you can never know what a person is behind closed doors. Because even though I gave him, well, let's put it this way, he thought he was getting a treat, but he wasn't. But let me tell you, you don't know who the people that's picking on you the most are. The people are the ones that you think are gay.
Right.
Because when he screamed the loudest, he's the one that's getting his treat. Behind closed doors. So you can never know about those kind of boys. Or girls that do that kind of stuff too. Because we as individuals are human. We make mistakes. We fall short. But let me tell you, when the people that scream the loudest are the one that's hiding. They don't want no one to know anything about it. But they are. Right. So, I tell Bryan, I tell everybody out there, kids that's going through their lives, you don't have to kill yourself because it's going to come back anyway. Because those boys that talk about you, they are getting their treats behind closed doors. And believe me, you are better than that. You are wonderful, fearfully wonderful people.
Gorgeous.
And gorgeous. I take that, Bryan. Gorgeous. Don't let no man or no woman try to steal your joy from you. Because it's going to come back on you. So I'm going to close out this session because I'm pretty teed off. I got these young boys killing themselves and people dying because they care. But sometimes you gotta be strong and say, the hell with you, because I'm going to be back. And you will be back. Because one of those days, those boys going to give you a treat. And you just let it happen. You remember that time you did this stuff to me? You now giving me a treat. So, I'm going to close out this session.
And everybody has their lucky charms. And
I am so happy that Bryan is here today. And we are going to have a fabulous year this year. So, we are Deandre DeVore,
Bryan Hayes,
and Bryan Hayes on Deandre's couch.